Hello and welcome to my channel. Today we'll be playing Stravagante, more like explaining what I tend to do in with with soloRPG sessions. There it's finally laminated. Woo. And I will be explaining what I'm doing when I'm creating twist to make it more more into something that I enjoy. It still would have been enjoyable either way, but I like to bend it, twist it into a cozy soloRPG journaling session. And people might recognize this character right here. If they don't, I will explain it later. So, this is what we'll be having here. It's a lot, but you don't need to use and print all of them or use all of them. Just use what you want to use. Either way, so this is the character creation and the rulebook. I have printed this out on a colored paper. I had to laminate it because the paper wasn't made for printing, so the ink was setting and getting loose. That's fine. I only have a black or white paper printer, by the way. I'm saving up for yeah, a colored one, but we'll take our time. I'm still enjoying this. And these are the pamphlets. So this is a pamphlet of, let me put it there, a pamphlet of prompts. That's an easy way thing to pronounce for me. Either way, so this is basically something that I will be using. It basically has tables of prompts, so you can use a word and then you throw dice and you use a word, and you can, have a prompt to start your journey with. Though I don't have a 1d66. How do I pronounce this? This is all the dice I have. I might have more of these ones, just the 6. I didn't need to use a lot of them, only a few of them. And this one is a set, as you can tell. Can you even see it? I'm pointing at stuff that you can't even see. So, and at the back you have an NPC generator and map generator. So an NPC generator basically also where you throw dice and you can make your own NPC. So it has their personality, appearance, quirk, goal, profession, and profession number 2 even. Wow. And you have a map generator. So what you can do is you have a paper, and then you will, let me see how much, 6 by 6 square grid, and with each grid you can throw dice and then get a terrain or weather or sentiment. Depends whether you have thrown a 6, I think. Then you get settlement, if I'm correct. Yes. So it varies, and then you can put in the numbers of each one, or draw it in. And yeah, so that's basically the prompts. This is the setting pamphlet. Castle's Bay setting pamphlet. So this is just an example, I think. People can correct me if I'm wrong, by the way, but this is just this is basically one setting and one place that you can also use instead of, or maybe joint. I'm not sure, but I will pick one just to make it easier for myself. But this is so cool. This is so beautiful. And this is basically like a real pamphlet where you are it's basically an ad for the places that you can sightsee. And I like how it's done here. So that's very cool. Then you have the Jug and Jackdaw Tavern and Inn. So this is and also one one pamphlet where it's basically an ad for the tavern and inn, and the tavern and inn is big. I really love how this looks. But basically, when you are resting, you can get to restore your points because you're losing points because you're, when you're in when you're in battle. And yeah, you can socialize, you can collect your thoughts or talk together. You have a resting place. It's also a game that's not a solo game necessarily. This is basically a game that multiple people can play, but I'm playing it by myself. So if you're with multiple people, you can, besides the quests and NPCs and such, what I can do, they can also talk to each other and develop their characters or connections with each other. It's a bit easier to do that there than in battle or outside. This is a flora and fauna bestiary. So from the perspective of someone else by a professor, and they basically are talking about the flora and fauna and types of creatures, but they also are giving us tables of if you don't use this. So maybe it's a complementary of each other, but if you are just using you can also just use the tables to make creatures. And they have a lot of creatures. Look at how stunning this is. And there's a backside with the description and traits. This is so cool. Oh my gosh. This is also pay on itch.io. This is made by Penflower, if I'm correct. Penflower Inc. And it's pay your own price. So, if you're tight on a budget, this all is for you, except for this. This is what I made myself. So it's a lot, but it's great. Then you have basically the store, and then you have the backside, and you have the explanation of what it is. I'm not sure if I will be using this, or at least not for now, because I not really loaded in cash right at the beginning. But it's great because this is also this is spells. Wait, so this here you also have tools, things you can buy besides the pamphlet. I think it's no, it's similar. Oh no, I'm not sure. Let me see. It's similar, I think. Maybe there's more than this, or maybe this is just a way to randomize what you can buy, or maybe you have a physical way of having it with you, but everything is optional to print out and to use. So if you can mix them both or only use one separately, that's all great. So that is basically the everything that I've have at this point of Stravagante. They also they also have an extended version. I did buy it. I bought it already from a bundle, so I already have it, but I didn't print it out because I still want to navigate this. And secondly, that one is in color, so I wanted to complement it by waiting until I have a print or let it print somewhere else in order to use it. And so this is what I've made. This is Undertale. I picked only a few characters, and yeah, I think it's very cute. I added the descriptions from the fan wiki. Why I'm doing this? I like to have a variation of the creatures they have given me and the creatures of Undertale, and this is where I might turn it a bit cozier. It's by using the similar mechanic as in Undertale by simply choosing the pacifist side. So in Undertale you have a pacifist and neutral and kill everyone. So that's the third one. But I will pick the pacifist one. And then basically you can use both these cards, and then you can just make a puzzle for yourself to solve their issues. But what I also am mindful of is to not add spoilers of the game itself, so that I recognize them and already, so I already know how to solve it in Undertale. But I wanted to make it a bit ambiguous enough that they might have different problems, like a separate mod for in the game itself. So I didn't want to follow the lore of Undertale itself. It's basically fan fiction for myself. Also, this is just for myself. I'm not selling this. I'm not. This is just for me because of I don't want to breach copyright stuff. This is just for fun, and I also like that it's basic. I like how similar the black and white aesthetic is, so they aren't even that out of place. Sure, maybe the Thunder plane is a bit out of place, but that makes it all the more funnier, I yeah, fun detail. There are two characters. They are called Papyrus and Sons, and they are basically the names are based on the type. How you say it? The letter type. The font. That's the correct word. And I've basically, this is Comic Sans and this is Papyrus. Papyrus, but yeah, I think it's cute, a cute little detail that I've added for myself, by the way. But you can use idea if Toby Fox allows it. Either way, this is just the spells. I'm not sure how I will do this. For now, I won't be using spells. And then you have basically the appearance and the character sheet for yourself, and I've printed out too. And this is my little I made the cozy mix using Undertale Apothecaria. Those are basically my inspiration to make a mix. So I made my own booklet, a rule book for myself, just to navigate through this to make it simpler for myself. But I won't be selling that either. Either way, okay. Let's just let's just try a bit, see how I will do this. I'm just trying as I go. So let's put this on the side a bit. I might use you as reference, but it's simple. So because this is more of a journaling RPG, I do want to keep it as simple as possible for myself, but it doesn't need to be simple. Journal RPGs don't need to be simple, but for me, when I do let's play a playthrough for myself, I like to make it short. So with like Apothecaria, they have you're basically write a journal entry, and for me, do I have it here? No, I don't have it here, but I have a journal where I put one side of the page what the session of the day, and then the other side of the week, basically, because it works in weeks. And the other side is basically stats and drawings, or I can be a bit more playful in here. And it's quite it can be quite short, the session, or longer, depending on how much I'm drawing here and sketching here, or I can make more do more pages, but I tend to limit myself. So knowing that, let's just grab my glove, and this one, maybe this one is enough. I often need several. Anyways, so with the rule book, So you have width. So you have 4 stats. You have width, that is wisdom, lore, and awareness. You have dexterity. That's dexterity, agility, balance, and speed. And you have stamina. And that's strength, will, and endurance. And sociability is charm, confidence, and approachability. So I will share. Let me see. So I think you have 3 per. You can. I think you have 12 points, and you can distribute how you want it to be. So I will be, because I don't really know what my strength will be for this. Maybe I should. Maybe it can be changed. But I use dice just to make it easier. So when I'm losing point, I get just 2, and then 1, and and 0 is just nothing. I will do. Is this 12? Is it 12, by the way? So I can make some mistakes, a lot of mistakes with this. So, but as I said, I'm not turning it into my own let's play of the things I do understand, And some people might say, it's right there, and I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. Yeah, that's so funny. Yeah, I'm not sure. Either way, let's get to the character creation. So I can choose between Gravekin, Cavernkin, and Littlekin, and a Beastkin. I can throw dice if I want to, but I will just do a little kin. Has average-sized, surface-dwelling biped such as elves and humans. Can resist, is resilient to hurt, cold. Okay. Okay, so resilient towards hurt and cold. Hurt from cold. Oh. I'm not sure what's that's a beat with ADV. ADV advanced. Oh yeah, wait. There's advantage and disadvantage. Can beat with sorry for not pronouncing it correctly. And I can recover as half as many EP from the next rest. So this is where I'm a bit more lenient with the disadvantage and an advantage, but I will be I will be writing it. Okay, telepathic, good ears. Okay. So because it's I'm trying my best here, and a fast healer. So resting also removes 1 hurt. Okay. What I can do is using it to my advantage with other stuff. So let's just start with the session. So basically what I will be doing is just use this, but I don't have a 166 dice. What I can do is simply use 320 dice plus 1 6. Since I have only 2, I have to throw the third one. My apologies. A 1? Really? Fine. And okay, 11, that's 12. And then 5 and wait, what? 17 and 20. So 20 is basically, where's 20? What? Is that not at this so I need to collect more dice. There's something that I notice with solo RPG players is that when you're starting, or with D&D players or tabletop RPG or any this world, as soon as you buy dice, it's game over. Your wallet will cry. That's the feeling I get from this. So I'm a bit nervous of of buying this for myself. Either. So shall we just pick some? So okay, first of all, so I am. I need to make. I have my character. I am basically an elf, I guess, and this elf, she doesn't want to fight any creatures, but she does wants to explore and discover or meet up or see everything that's near her. So with the basically with the map, the example map, the 6x6, I can basically use this as a adventure to go through every part of the world. Like basically when you're this is a fine goal to have, you're going through everything and you can explore everything while you're at it. We will not be doing that for this one, but either way, so that's basically my goal. And I won't be going to the inn every time, because if I'm going here, and then I need to back. I'm not sure how it works. Maybe magic, I guess. But for me, I will be using an inn, but I will also be using a tent, especially because I'm alone. But what I can do is simply have a pen pal who will send me a letter and a newspaper of what's going on there, and if people need help, and I can use that newspaper read or their letter as that I can see what my goal is and what I want to do. I can pick and choose. So basically, find or uncover food, and what's here? A person table. Find a food historian at the desert. Why not? And that's an adjective. Okay, the desert. Maybe a new desert. No, let's just. I'm not sure. A mysterious. Yeah, sure. So I need to. Yeah, I need to find a food. A food historian, I guess, or find a food. Did I? Yeah, and maybe for a person. Maybe a historian is asking me to get it, and then at a desert of all places, and it's. What did I say? Mysterious, I think. So that's my goal. So first of all, so I can, if I want to, I can make a drawing of the desert, I guess, if that's an option here. So I'm still, as I'm going here, I'm still figuring out how this works. Or it can be food from the desert that's happened to be here, because I'm not seeing any. Maybe I can use yeah, so I can just set it aside. So what I will be doing next is basically going traveling in that place. So in this case it's a desert, but I can just describe things. So how does it look there? What's the weather like? Are there any caves or any rarities? Do you meet new people while you're at it? And maybe you're meeting new creatures. That's not really here, but like a ship, that a ship with ghosts that travels on the sand. So that's more a bit of a apothecaria stuff. But I like to I can harvest stuff, so like herbs for tea, or for ailments, or simply foods, or just exploring caves. So I like doing side quests while I'm in that space before I go to the main goal of this session. And I won't go in detail with that, but that's basically how I play. I describe stuff, and then I will move on. Then we'll be going to the creature. So I could use one of these or one of this. So I can explain. Maybe not the most popular ones. Let's pick a more less recognizable, but it's Undertale. All of them are recognizable. So you know what? Screw it. So I will be using maybe this. Let's see. I'm not sure. So okay, an geisha goose, a very large avian live. Wow, these sure words. A livorous habitat, volcanoes and hot springs. Okay, so it's a big one. Okay, and this is Papyrus, and the description says he likes to say "nyeh." That's it. But first, I will do, in this case, two creatures, but I would be randomizing them both and just pick one monster or creature to talk with. But I wanted to give an example of how I would use monsters or creatures that are made by this game, and creatures that I picked from and made more mod for. So let's just first start with this. So it's a goose, but also sort of a dragon. Very cool. But it has some. It isn't. Yeah. Either way, no. But it's really fascinating. Roughly twice the size of the average human, this huge four-legged bird is often mistaken for a dragon. It has a feathered on the belly, along with a scaly back and neck, bat-like wings, and curving bone on its head. A curving horn. The letter types are fascinating. It nests in areas of geometric activity, and it's fiercely territorial. Its diet consists of heated rocks, followed by a copious amount of water. The combination causes the water to boil in its stomach, allowing the creature to release scaling jets of steam from its nostrils. So so with each creature you can make the stats based on dice, or if you're with a DM, they can make it for you or something like that. In my case, I will leave it blank. I can't commit. I want to replay and just change the environment. So for me, it's one creature is one race of creatures instead of one creature. So I don't like to. Maybe someone more stronger than the other. I could laminate it and then use a dry eraser. Or I can write it down on my journal. So basically, it can fly, then disadvantage on dexterous actions while in water or windy, stormy weather. Natural weapon, a horn that can hurt, and it has a big voice that can honk. Gaining advantage on intimidating. So basically, It's a goose, and basically, aren't gooses already terrifying? That's terrifying. Oh my gosh. Wait, let me just read. Heated walks with copious amount of water and cause the water to boil in its stomach. What? What? Oh, and I want to befriend this. That okay. So what I this is what where I will be changing stuff. Let's just figure out a problem for this creature. First of all, we are in a desert, and we're also trying to find a specific food. Maybe the food looks like a rock, and he is collecting them, not knowing what is what. I'm not sure if it can digest it, or maybe it thinks they are yummy rocks. I'm not sure it has a certain taste, but I can figure out that a food might be a bit more yummy than a rock, but that's just my humble opinion. I might not be that of a connoisseur as I might think. So that's my goal for now, to get the food. So let's just brainstorm. It has a fended underbelly, and the horn is and yeah, here's a steam, and the horns are something to be a bit intimidated about. So maybe it has a problem. I get the feeling that geese always tend to have problems in general, but we humans can't figure out what, and they are angry at us, I feel like. Let's just make up one. Let me think. It's this homie is alone. It's by itself, and there are the habitats, volcanoes and hot springs. That doesn't really suit the. Maybe it's at the edge of the desert. Yeah, that makes more sense. But yeah, let's not focus on too much details. So then I will walk through the environment, and then I will see this. So, and at first it won't attack me because it's intrigued. Like, oh, yeah, who? Isn't this an elf? What are they doing in an environment like this? So at first it's intrigued. I guess they all speak human. I'm assuming most of them probably, and so they are curious. So I can use my social my social points to just say to figure out who he is, or not really, but me figure out what his issue is. And I can use 3 points or just 1 or 2 points. So I did change it just now, but I'm forgetting that this is a different game than the other games that I'm playing. So I can decide, will I be using 1 point for what's the okay, 1 point is weak success plus two complications. 2 is a partial success and 1 complication, and 3 is total success. So basically, let me figure this out. Okay, I still have these ones, and I don't need to use a lot. Shall we just go all in? Let's just go all in on the socials and just just try to figure out with smooth talking what its issue is. I'm not an entertainer, so I won't be making an example like how this. I will. You get the gist at least. So then I will figure out. Oh, he wants someone to entertain him. He wants someone to have fun with, or So what can I do with this information? Can I make a friend for him? Maybe. Can I be a friend for them for now? That's also a possibility. So maybe one of these two things. I will keep it for that. I can be a friend for them, but maybe because I already use my sociability, sociability, such a beautiful word, and I still have the other ones. So my stamina. So that's basically my willpower or determination, but maybe it's dexterity. So dexterity can be used for example, for other stuff, but for me it's basically like knitting a sweater, or or be quick with something, or physical stuff. The stuff you pay attention to when you have a toddler, and then well, how is that dexterity, and wit is basically using my wisdom to yap my problems out of there, or using some type of knowledge. Either way, okay, it's lonely. We can do the creation. We can use the dexterity to create a bigger walk. Now, let's just find a walk, and then I will find a walk, and then I will knit a hat, and I will also use a different walk that can, as chalk, draw a face, and I will. It might the poor hat might shrink a bit, but I will knit, and then so, and then I will give it to the goose, the geisha goose. So these two are away, and it's a pure success. I could be more, I could do the one or two, but I just want to get through it, just to show you what I'm doing. So it's like, oh, this is this, but I'm not sure if I should. I'm not just thinking, brainstorm as I go. Should I use dice to decide whether he likes it a lot, so that I can get some. So maybe it's like, if it's whether he dislikes it and I don't get anything, whether he likes it and I get the food, or he loves it and I get something extra. Yeah, so as a treasure. So we can do that. Let's see, what kind of dice works for this. This is D4, I guess. So if it's 1, 2, 3, I can do this, that when it's 1 or 2 it's a fail, when it's 3 or 4 it's fine and you get the food, and 5 or 6 is okay, let's get a treasure. A 3, that's getting the food. That's good enough for me. So there it's I keep throwing it at my dice. That's kind of funny to me. It got it. I got the food. Yay! So that's a success. And I think you get I'm not sure if what happens when you win. But I might be using the progression. Oh yeah, okay. So after completing at least one adventure, yeah, sure. Then I can progress in 2 ways. I can one dice like this, and distribute across the stats of choice, increasing max EP. Or I can add or replace one skill related to class, or made up, or one flop. So I can know in total of 6 extra skills. So basically, yeah. So that what I can do, if I'm inspired by Apothecaria, I can do one reputation where people are more inclined to ask me directly instead of using the newspaper. So I might get a higher pay for that, So that can be something that I can do instead of the skill, maybe, or as a third option, maybe. Then I can also increase the max CP if I want to. But either way, we're not done yet. So what I then do is that this is a success, and it's happy, it's satisfied, and I got the honor to get the food. So now I can bring it, or maybe I can mail it or bring it to the person who needs it, and they will be glad for me, happy for me, and they will give me a payment for the things that I I get paid. Get the cash. Let me see. But I'm not sure how the catalog works. So there is no payment. There's no price. I can make up my own pricing. So that's something that still I can make up as I go. But I can make up, I can make my own little physical money. I can make up my own economy, and then I can shop for this. I'm not sure if I will be using it, but it might be. I can also make up my own store with something else. So for example, I have these 2 books, and these are filled with tables, and this is basically a randomizer of a lot of things. So here's like a weapon table, so 22, and then I can use stuff like this. I think there's also treasures in here and a lot of stuff in here. I might be talking, I will be talking about this in a different video if I can remember. Let's see, the items, 45. So I can use all the stuff, and then I can use it to socialize or make more friends. Like I knitted something, but I can use something else to help them get a picnic table or something. I have a bag that can put everything in it because I can put my tent and everything. What I also can do, by the way, if I have a tent that I rest in, I can also, let me see, if I have a tent, then I can decorate it. I can just add some plants or space to put in more tea, or the stuff that might be relevant to helping other creatures, or just to decorate for fun, just a better bed to help with my rest, maybe temporary point for everything if I have a better bed, for example. But I haven't read through this yet, so I might as well read through this first, and then I can decide what I will be doing. But that's just examples of what you can do, make up as you go. So now let's get to this one for another example. I could have used this. Oh, I forgot. I could have used this. So don't forget about the stats of the character. It's something I need to get used to. It's fun. So this is Papyrus. So maybe I'm at the desert and he just appeared. So I did put in some type of lore of the Undertale from the fan wiki, so it's still accurate to his personality at some point, but just vague enough that it won't be just Undertale, So he wants to be a royal god to gain fame and friends. He patrols and prepares many puzzles in hopes of capturing a human and earning his goal. So he is a creature, and they are all creatures, and maybe their culture. They maybe he misunderstands, or maybe So the lore of why they are catching humans, you can make that up as you go. You don't need to follow Undertale. As you can just make up your own lore. By the way, sorry if I'm spoiling a bit, but this is also a character that comes very early in the game. My apologies for that, but just so you know. Papyrus is so I'm just describing how he looks like and such, and I have added the traits that he is a confident, charismatic image of himself. He is thought to have an egoistical personality, referring to himself as the Great Papyrus. He works hard, and despite his brash personality, he's kind at heart. He is optimistic and brave, and is shown to be considerate and forgiving. I haven't written this, by the way. I have written this and changed it, but it's fully credited to the fan wiki, by the way. First of all, so what is his issue? He wants to catch a human, and I happen to be a human, so he is reaching his goal. So, so in my case, I already have my goal for this. So, but let's just say that he might know where I can find an apple, and he wants to have me as human. But he, let's see. He's also kind at heart, and he likes puzzles. So we can just have a puzzle. So if I win, I can I can get what I want. So let him tell me where the fruit is, and if he wins, ooh, he can capture me, I guess. But in Undertale lore, this is a bit of spoilers. He's not that great at making puzzles, so but that's not something I would have known if I meet him. But maybe if it's not one person, but more of a race of creatures that they all it's all in their genetic nature to not be good at puzzles. So for on the internet, one of the memes about cats is that the orange cats are always some wiring loose on the top, something chaotic about them naturally. It is not really based on science, but that's just a conclusion we had. So maybe that might be the case, but I won't be abusing that a bit. So I can make up a puzzle right now. I won't. I will throw dice, and I will do the same as the 1 2. It will be I have failed. I might either try again. Oh, I forgot to use this. Wait. I can use my wit though. I have used my social to to discuss the 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 conversation we had, so that we get to this point of making puzzle. I can use my wit to you know turn it into advantage, so that I will be winning either way. So I can do the 1 or 2 is fail, 3 or 4 is try again maybe, and 5 or 6 is succeeding. So I can do that. I could also just leave it at this and do luck throwing, and throwing luck roll is basically, let's see, 1 and 2. So 1 is a failure plus complication, and 2 or 3 is failure. 4 is success plus 1 complication. 5 is success. That is something I won't be using, but it's possible. So for now, I can use this. By the way, to the people who made this game, or people who love this game and see me, I'm so sorry for that. I'm so sorry. But but I won't be needing to draw it, or I might be a bit misleading to him, that only that 1 is a failure, and 2 to 6 is a success. So that's something I can use it to my advantage. So I have a 6 either way, whether I use this or not, I will be succeeding. So I might be turning it into a fountain. So because this is all fun and games, because for me it's not really. So for people who like to have a challenge, that's fine. For me, it's more like a story, and I can do more challenging stuff and not get the food. But yeah, that's it. And get caught, and then make a story about that and continue, which is also very interesting. But for me, I'm making an episodic journaling session where I am going on an adventure and have a clean end. So I have succeeded. I got the stuff, and then I can continue. Maybe next time I can say like, "Oh, I have failed," and then I can, I will move on. So, but I got caught. I mean, I don't want to get caught. But if I get caught, maybe I'm caught in. So, spoilers again. He so this is basically it. I will will return. I will reflect on my journey. I might uh, yeah, I will rest, or it's just closure. Just closure. So this is basically somewhat of a playthrough. Most of the time I will be writing down the details so that I won't forget. So when I win something, when I lose something, and after I use a sheet like this, maybe a bigger one, I'm not sure, that depends. And then I will use everything I have here. I will use it and bring it to my journal, so that I won't be thinking too much of the storytelling. I can just reflect and change it into what I want to make, I guess. How do you say it? So just because this is happening here doesn't mean that I will be writing everything down. I can. It can be a great summary, but I can also change a bit up. Maybe that's not the right correct sentence, but I can be more in detail of stuff. That's basically what I'm trying to say. So more details of where I am, or I can add stuff of my journey, or I'm collecting extra stuff during harvest, and so maybe at the desert I might find some small creatures that are drifting. I'm not sure. I can make up as I go, so that's fun to add to that stuff. For me, it's fun. So I hope I was being clear. So I basically barely use this, but I can be using this if I want to. I don't need to, but I can. But I like the inspiration that comes from it. That's why I still love soloRPG. I like the inspiration that comes from it. I like just messing around. I like making extra mods, or changing stuff up, or making new lore, or just changing mechanics, or just use the exactly what the game has told me to do. I can do all of that, and that's great. You can do whatever you want. That I love that. So that's basically it. I wanted to keep it short, but I was unable to. So, and that's fine as well. I hope you enjoyed yourself. So, yeah, thank you. Bye bye.